Algorand value equivalent to $0.816 a coin. The present exchange cost range, 2725 0.877. The earlier day closed at 2855. The change was 0.39 to 10%. Reverse rate, Us to Algo. Algorand figure for August 2024. Before all else cost at $0.772. Excessive costs 1.200, while low costs 0.772. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 1950. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 0.56. Change for August 16%. Algorand cost expectation for September 2024. To start with cost at $20.56. Exorbitant cost 10.552, while low cost is 1.56. The found the middle value of cost 10.262. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 10.385. Change for September 16%. Algorand gauge for October 2024. To start with cost at $7.385. Exorbitant costs 10.1654, while low costs 10.306. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 10.456. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 10.1480. Change for October 4%. Algorand cost expectation for November 2024. At the outset cost at $0.480. Excessive cost 0.78, while low cost 0.480. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 10.729. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 10.8077. Change for November 16%. Algorand conjecture for December 2024. At the outset cost at $0.1877. Excessive costs PL5 at 71, while low costs 0.877. The arrived at the midpoint of costs PL1 at 66. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's end PL at 337. Change for December 16%. Algorand cost expectation for January 2025. First and foremost cost at $337. Exorbitant costs $3,778, while low costs beyond $284. The found the middle value of costs beyond $483. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's ends PL 531. Change for January 5.8%. Algorand estimate for February 2025. First and foremost cost at $531. Exorbitant costs of $483, while low costs beyond $531. The found the middle value of costs beyond $789. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's end at 909. Change for February 10.7%. Algorand cost expectation for Walk 2025. Before all else cost at $909. Excessive costs of $4,340, while low costs beyond $772. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 1419. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's ends of 40.56. Change for spring 3.8%. Algorand figure for April 2025. Initially cost at $14.56. Excessive costs of $44.48, while low costs $18.66. The arrived at the midpoint of cost by 41.32. Algorand cost figure toward the month's ends on 4157. Change for April 25%. Algorand cost expectation for May 2025. First and foremost cost at $4157. Exorbitant costs of $46.26, while low costs of $40.20. The found the middle value of cost on $42.82. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's ends of $43.23. Change for May 4%. Algorand estimate for June 2025. To start with cost at $43.23. Exorbitant costs on $4,811, while low costs on $40.81. The found the middle value of costs on $44.53. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's ends on $44.96. Change for June 4%. Algorand cost expectation for July 2025. Before all else cost at $44.96. Excessive costs on 5.3, while low costs on $43.49. Be arrived at the midpoint of costs of $4,631. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's ends on $4,676. Change for July 4%. Algorand gauge for August 2025. In the first place cost at $4,676. Exorbitant costs in $5.93, while low costs of $44.27. They found the middle value of costs in 739. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end zone 760. Change for August 18%. Algorand cost expectation for September 2025. Initially cost at $760. Excessive costs are $552, while low costs are $44.78. They arrived at the midpoint of costs are $4,801. Algorand cost figure toward the month's ends on $48.15. Change for September 12%. Algorand figure for October 2025. Initially cost at $48.15. Excessive cost on $59.76, while low costs on $48.15. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of $502.98. Algorand cost figure toward the month's ends of $585. Change for October 16%. Algorand cost expectation for November 2025. To start with, cost at $585. Exorbitant costs $585, while low costs are $43.63. They found the middle value of costs of $5,056. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's end $691. Change for November 16%. Algorand estimate for December 2025. To start with, cost at $691. Exorbitant costs $60.91, while low costs beyond $664. They found the middle value of costs on 42 and 47. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end Zenio at 9.40. Change for December 16%. Algorand cost expectation for January 2026. Initially cost at Zenio $940. Excessive costs on 42 and 82, while low costs free on 722. They arrived at the midpoint of costs trio 9s and 87. Algorand cost figure toward the month's ends and 14.2. Change for January 16%. Algorand figure for February 2026. Initially cost at $42. Excessive costs $49.67, while low costs on $4,002. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on $4,403. Algorand cost figure toward the month's ends and $642. Change for February 16%. Algorand cost expectation for Walk 2026. Before all else cost at $4,642. Excessive costs are $4,642, while low costs spread on $702. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on $14,242. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end $9.81. Change for spring 14.2%. Algorand figure for April 2026. Before all else cost at $9.81. Excessive costs in $45.52, while low costs $3.956. They found the middle value of cost $141.86. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's ends $42.54. Change for April 6.9%. As to Algo expectation.